Good morning. This is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from my YouTube channel as I continue on my part series. The week that was college football history review, the 1973 college football season. This is week number 2 for the games that are played on September 21st, 1973 and September 22nd, 1973. Now, there was a game that was played on a Friday, September 21st, 1973, and this was an upset. And this definitely was a big upset. And Miami Hurricanes upset number 6 Texas 2015. The Hurricanes stunned number 6 Texas and Coach Pete Elliott's debut as quarterbacks Coy Hall and Kerry Baker combined for 12 for 18 for 118 yards and interception passing, while tailback Woody Thompson had 80 yards on 25 carries, scored 3 touchdowns. Now, Miami converted its share of third and long situations while keeping ball for 37 minutes. The Longhorns rushed for 287 yards, but contributed 5 lost fumbles to their downfall. Most harrowing was halfback Joey Abusi's baffling bobble without being touched on a 24-yard run to Miami 30-yard line in the second quarter. Longhorns quarterback Marty Akins lost a pair of fourth quarter fumbles at Hurricanes 29-34-yard lines. Big Texas fullback Roosevelt Leaks rushed 30 times for 153 yards and 2 touchdowns, but also bobbled away, fumble at his 14-yard line. That led to Thompson's third touchdown early in the third quarter that upped the score to 20-6. On that same Friday, Houston beat South Carolina by a score of 27-19. In the battle of their offenses, it took a while before the originator Houston got going, but fixed by quarterback D.C. Nobles helped running backs Leonard Parker, who had 135 yards rushing on 24 carries, and Reggie Cherry had 102 yards on 23 carries, to a touchdown each. Gamecocks led 6-3 early in a couple of field goals by kicker Bobby Marino. Nobles Parker soon scored for Cougars, but halfback Jay Lynn Hodgkin burst 93 yards up the middle on a kickoff return for a touchdown to keep South Carolina within 17-13 at halftime. Cherry scored a key touchdown 5 minutes into the third quarter that upped Houston's margin to 24-13 before Hodgkin tacked on a 4-yard touchdown for Carolina in the fourth quarter. Maryland beat North Carolina 23-3. Now, Terps got leg up in ACC race by halting Tar Heels' 15-game conference winning streak as quarterback Al Neville tossed 2 touchdown passes, but bruising defense did most damage as Maryland looked for its first winning record since 1962. Tar Heels led 3-0 in the first quarter on a 32-yard field goal by kicker Ellis Alexander, and Carolina gained only 210 yards and lost 5 turnovers. Maryland took the lead for good in the second quarter as halfback Lewis Carter capped 89-yard drive with 3-yard touchdown run. Neville dominated 76-yard drive for the next Terps score, rushing for 22 yards, hitting wide receiver Frank Russell twice, including 23-yard touchdown pass. Next, Alabama, the number 4 team in the country, beat Kentucky by a score of 28-14. The coach Bear Bryant's first trip to school he coached from 1946 to 1953 was a triumphant visit, but tougher than expected. Crimson Tide was slow out of the gate, trailing 14-0 at halftime, with 4 turnovers spoiling their offense. Halfback Willie Shelby returned second half kickoff return for a touchdown for 100 yards that sparked Bama's ensuing domination. Alabama Crimson Tide defense allowed only 1 first down rest of the way. Wildcats had scored first half touchdowns on 3-yard run. A tailback Sonny Collins, 14-yard pass. Quarterback Ernie Lewis to wide receiver Jack Alvarez. Memphis State beat Mississippi 17-13. Miami of Ohio beat Purdue by a score of 24-19. Fullback Chuck Varner rushed for 3 touchdowns as Miami rallied, scoring 2 touchdowns late in the fourth quarter. Purdue owned a 19-10 lead after quarterback Bo Borowski threw a 34-yard touchdown to tight end Barry Sensini early in the fourth quarter. Now, turning point took Miami to within 1917 on a 29-yard scoring pass from quarterback Steve Santa to Varner moments after middle guard Brad Casino return of block punt. Varner scored on a 3-yard run for game winner. Next, number 8, Notre Dame shut out Northwestern 44-0. On the day, 13-year-old sister Alice died of injuries sustained when struck a week early by Carr. Quarterback Tom Clements led Notre Dame to easy victory. Clements threw a 9-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Pete Demera to close 16-0 first quarter, and then added 2 rushing touchdowns in the 21-point second quarter as Irish reached halftime with 37-0 lead. Freshman defensive end Ross Browner had started onslaught with block punt for 2 points. Notre Dame halfback Art Best then capped ensuing short 56-yard drive with 2-yard scoring run and route was on. Wildcats struggled to 9 yards offense in the first half, while snake-bit punter Dave Skyrim suffered Browner's punt block, had another deflected, and after a few near misses was hit on punt attempt and suffered compound fracture of left leg. Number 17, Oklahoma State defeated the University of Arkansas 38-6. Now, quarterback Brent Blackman was moving Cowboys wishbone attack well early on, but had to settle for field goals because it had 8-0 in the second quarter as on 2 field goals by kicker Abby Daigle and first of 2 safeties on bad snaps to punter Tom Shane. Blackman took matters into his own hands, or feet to be exact, and sprinted to 35-yard score. Quarterback Mike Kirtland got touchdown back for the Hogs with 6-yard keeper, but Pokers was shut out 23-0 in the second half. Oklahoma State rushed for 213 yards, including fullback George Palmer's 2 touchdowns, and held Arkansas to 17 yards on the ground. Next, Michigan, the number 5 team in the country, beat Stanford by a score of 47-10. The Wolverines steamrolled Stanford, scoring 3 touchdowns in the first quarter to pull away early. Michigan went 85 yards for the opening score, 8-yard touchdown run by tailback Chuck Heater, and then set up short touchdown drives by recovering a fumble on Stanford's 15-yard line and forcing botched punt snap at Stanford's 6-yard line. Now, fullback Ed Shuttlesworth and tailback Gil Chapman scored 2 touchdowns apiece, while kicker Mike Lantry booted 50 yards and 51-yard field goal to establish school distance record. Stanford, meanwhile, got 222 yards passing from quarterback Mike Borila, but managed only 95 yards rushing. Illinois defeated California 27-7. Golden Bears were whipped at home, twice failing to score after turnovers inside the Illinois 25-yard line. Fighting Illini jumped to a 14-0 halftime lead on 1-yard touchdown runs by quarterback Jeff Hollabach and tailback George Yurimovich had 149 yards rushing. Now, California halved deficit to 14-7 on a 1-yard touchdown run by quarterback Vince Ferragamo before Yurimovich blew open game on 35-yard touchdown run. And defensive back Mike Gow cantered 46 yards on interception touchdown return in the fourth quarter. Southern Methodist beat Oregon State by a score of 35-16. Mustangs took not 1 but 2 interceptions for touchdowns in the second half to break open a 14-10 game. Safety Andy Duval roared 49 yards with interception for eventual winning touchdown in the third quarter, while early in the fourth quarter, defensive end Clarence Denard grabbed pass for 11-yard insurance touchdown. Oregon State quarterback Alvin White got off mat to throw 29-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Grant Bosted. But 28-16 was as close as Beavers would get. Quarterback Keith Bobo ran for 2 touchdowns and threw third to pace SMU offense, which overcame 6 fumbles with 370 yards rushing. So that includes a look at week 2 of the games that were played on September 21st. Miami versus Texas and Houston versus Carolina Those two games were played on September 21st, 1973, and the games that were played on September 22nd, 1973, for week 2 of the college football season 1973. Now, the AP poll as of September 24th, we got the top 20 look like this. Number 20, Missouri. 19, North Carolina State. Number 18, Miami. Number 17, UCLA. Florida was number 16. 15 was Houston. 14 was Texas. Arizona State, 13. 12 was Oklahoma State. 11, Auburn. The rest of the top 10 had rounded out as this. Number 10, Louisiana State. 9, Tennessee. 8, Oklahoma. 7, Notre Dame. 6, Penn State. Alabama, number 5. Number 4, Michigan. 3, Ohio State. 2, Nebraska. And number 1, Southern California. So that concludes a look at the week that was college football history in review, the 1973 college football season. For week 2, the games that were played on September 21st and the games that were played on September 22nd, 1973. Please like and subscribe and comment on the channel. Do a video of this magnitude tomorrow. Until then, talk to you soon.